Alright guys, we're here with the Samsung SyncMaster T220. If you are in the market for a 22-inch, you're a little confused on what to buy, this may be for you. This is definitely not your cheesy 19-inch monitor. This is a very, very high quality 22-inch display. You've seen me cover the T240 and the T260, which are the 24 and 26-inch big brothers of this monitor, but at 22 inches, this is something that a lot more people are going to use. It's going to be more affordable. It's something that's not going to overwhelm you. If you've ever played a game on a 30-inch monitor like this far from your face, you are going to get very dizzy. Let me bring this back since it died. Now, the other thing I want to talk to you about is very important on this thing are the specs. Now, it's a 22-inch, so it will do 1680 by 1050, which is WSXGA, I believe, plus, which is widescreen extended graphics array or something like that. So, very high resolution. You can do a lot of stuff. There can be a lot of stuff on the screen, and I'll show you that in a second when I demo you kind of how a 22-inch or 24-inch monitor, anything bigger than 19 and 18 and 17, which is what people have been using for years, how that can affect your multitasking, how much it makes using a computer funner and better and more efficient when you have space to put all this stuff. You're never going to run Mozilla Firefox or Internet Explorer full screen again. There's no point. You just need it big enough for the website, and then you can have all your other stuff around it. A lot of people don't realize that until they get their first big monitor. So if you're using a 17 or you're using a 19, time to step up to the 22s and the 24s. This one obviously is going to be fantastic. Samsung makes some of the best monitors out there. Their SyncMaster line is fantastic. This is the Touch of Color series, so I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little bit of red down there. It's just like this whole panel right here is like tinted red glass, so it's really, really cool. It's definitely going to add a little bit of color to your daily life. Might make you get a little smile on your face once in a while. Let's talk about specs. This is where it gets interesting. If you're watching Blu-rays, if you're watching DVDs even, or of course if you're playing games, the specs are going to be very important to you. And both of the specs that people use to describe monitors, which are your response time and your contrast ratio on this thing, are insane. I'm not going to even just lie about you. This is ridiculous. It's a 2 millisecond response time. So very, very, very fast. Anything below 8 is pretty good. 5 is better, but 2 is absurd. You're not going to get any type of blurring, any type of artifacts. It's just going to look great all the time. Very clear picture. As you can see by this background, it's kind of hard to see it over the camera, especially on YouTube or on the website, but what you're seeing right here is super, super, super sharp. It looks very clear. The other thing I want to talk to you about is contrast ratio. Contrast ratio, there's two types. There's static and there's dynamic. They decided to use dynamic as their marketing slogan, but the number that they're using is insane. 20,000 to 1 dynamic contrast ratio. So pretty much that's a number that's telling you the difference between how bright the brightest white can get and how dark the darkest black is. And it gives you a ratio of the two to tell you how much contrast you can get, hence the name contrast ratio. So on this one, you're going to get very, very black blacks and very bright whites. So if you look at that mountain right there, it's all black, and if you put it in a dark room, you're going to see it black. It's not going to look like it's gray. You get excellent, excellent contrast ratio, and most people don't even realize this when the monitors are next to each other, but go to the store, look at the monitors, and put a picture like this up, and I'll tell you what, you'll be able to see gray in here, and in reality, it's very, very black. The other thing I want to talk to you about is the economy of the monitor. Economy, what are you talking about? It's more about efficiency, about power consumption. Now, when you go to either Vista or XP and you set up your settings for turning the monitor off, well, one of them is the Energy Smart. It's the saver, and it turns off your monitor. So a lot of monitors still take a lot of electricity to run even when they're off, like it just did. Let's turn it back on again. This one, on the other hand, does not. First of all, notice how fast it came up. Very cool, very quick. The other thing that's really cool about it is that when it is in that idle mode and it's saving energy, it's actually only going to run at 0.3 watts. I had to think about it for a second. Was it 3 or 0.3? It was 0.3 watts. That's literally almost nothing. Very small draw of your electricity, so it's going to be efficient when you're not using it. So let's zoom in here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you the ability to multitask that this monitor has. Alright, so this is how you're used to seeing Internet Explorer or your Firefox. You usually maximize it, but as you can see, I have all this extra space in here. It's no need. You can literally just kind of run it like at a smaller size and you're fine. You don't have to be running the full screen. It gives you all the information you want. You can have a ton of tabs at the top. And then as you can see up here, I'm also running not only my Internet Explorer, I'm running BitComment in the back, I'm using a calculator, Instant Messenger, you got Solitaire up here. You get to do all of these all at once, and then you can just literally scroll through them. It's very easy. And if you have Vista Aero, it makes it very simple to use. Now, if you guys have any questions on any of this stuff or anything that I've showed you on the show today, go ahead and feel free to email me at this email address. Until next time, I will see you guys later. For more information on the Samsung SyncMaster T220, go to compusa.com and type in S203-2265 into the search box. Or you can call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at 1-800-COMPUSA.